What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Tuesday. Doing well myself. I come across this particular situation. Some of you may have already heard about it already. This is our grandmother right here, 93-year-old Josephine Wright of Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Okay, and the problem is with our dear grandmother here, she's being sued by her this land investment company called Bailey Point or something like that for her land. Yeah, land that's been in her family since the 1800s. You understand? Matter of fact, she's a Gullah Geechee descendant. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? But hey, this just shows us, they claim that a lot of our people were brought here, but no, a lot of us was already here. We are already, here as, Aboriginal, indigenous people. You understand what I mean? Still of the tribes of the Most High, the 12 tribes, but we were already here. You understand? And this vicious subhuman colonizer came here and took what was ours, enslaved a lot of our people. You understand? And then turned around and lied and said, basically, we never owned this place. That's basically what it all boils down to. But what I want us to do is sit back and check this particular video out, getting into more details about this particular situation, and then we'll complete the commentary.
The dispute over legacy and land, that's happening right now on Hilton Island in South Carolina. Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. 93-year-old Josephine Wright is at the center of a lawsuit that's picked up attention nationwide. As development goes up around her home, she's literally in the middle of what developers hope could be a new home community. But for Wright, it's so much more. CNN's Diane Gallagher reports.
We are connected to this land. Our blood runs through these trees.
No matter what, we will keep this land. So this land's going to be here with us if it's going to be another 200 years. That's the way we look at it.
But not everyone has that same view. The serene marsh and sandy beaches of Hilton Head Island have been home to the Gullah Geechee community since before America became America. But today, community members say development threatens those families who still call it home.
Why should we give up such a precious gift that God has given us?
Josephine Wright has lived in this house on Hilton Head Island for 30 years. But she says her family's home has been on this land since the Civil War, purchased by freedmen and passed down for generations. Her husband, a Gullah descendant, wanted to be sure to keep the land in the family after his passing.
I feel so much pride and comfort in knowing that this is where I will be for the rest of my life.
But the 93-year-old great-great-grandmother has felt little comfort here over the past few months.
This is when we start hearing the trees that boom, boom.
Wright is being sued by a company with plans to build 147 three-story townhomes along this Jonesville Road community, a historic Gullah Geechee neighborhood.
Our blood, sweat, and tears are in this land. My ancestors are buried here down at the end of the road.
Today, construction is closing in around Wright's modest home.
Has the developer at any point come to you to speak face to face about this?
No, I've never spoken to any one of them. They have never knocked on my door.
She says about 5 years ago, a woman did ask her about selling the land to an interested anonymous buyer for $39,000.
And I said, you insulted my intelligence. And would you give them that message?
She says her first communication with the company, Bailey Point Investment LLC, was being served legal notice, which alleges a satellite dish, a shed, and a portion of Wright's screened-in back porch are sitting outside of her property line, encroaching on theirs, according to their land survey. The lawsuit seeks removal, plus just an adequate compensation for its loss of the use and enjoyment of their property and expenses related to delays in development.
Bailey Point says that the corner.
That little corner is on their property.
So the issue is that corner.
Yes.
Wright has filed a countersuit alleging Bailey Point and their affiliates are using harassment and intimidation tactics to pressure her off the land. Now, Bailey Point has filed a response denying any harassment, as well as any previous offers to purchase her land. She has received an outpouring of support and donations, even from celebrities like Tyler Perry, Snoop Dogg, Fantasia, and NBA player Kyrie Irving. The town of Hilton Head just announced it is pausing all construction in line with their town code, refusing to issue Bailey Point building permits until the lawsuits are resolved. But Josephine Wright isn't alone in her fight.
She speaks to the Gullah culture and the Gullah desire to fight back.
Luana Graves Sellers runs a nonprofit called the Low Country Gullah Foundation, focused on helping prevent land loss in the Gullah Geechee community. Her nonprofit estimates that since Hilton Head Island became a vacation destination after a mainland bridge was built in the 1950s, the Gullah Geechee have lost nearly 2/3 of their acreage, mostly due to rising property taxes and problems with something called heirs property.
How pervasive is that on this island now?
It's pervasive here, but it's pervasive throughout the South. And unfortunately, heirs property is the primary way that Black people in America are losing their land.
Heirs property is a type of land ownership where a single property may be inherited by multiple members of a family for generations after the original owner passes away. But there's often a lack of clear legal documentation, making families vulnerable to land loss when there are disagreements within the family over selling. In some of these cases here, the land is being purchased by developers.
Just look at this. This is one of the most peaceful areas.
And lost by the Gullah Geechee. But in the case of Josephine Wright, she's standing firm on her ground.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I've never backed down on anything that was right.
Now, on the past couple months leading up to this week, CNN has repeatedly reached out to Bailey Point Investment and really anyone that we could find associated with the project. A named developer did respond, telling us that they're not the developer of the, a named organizer did respond, telling us they're not the developer of the project, but rather an investment company that financed the deal. But look, we've reached out to lawyers for Bailey Point, we've reached out to the architect, even the engineer for the proposed subdivision. None have responded. Meanwhile, Josephine Wright says that she plans to continue this fight. She wants her 40 grandchildren, 50 great-grandchildren, and 16, soon to be 17, great-great-grandchildren to enjoy that property until they're 93 years old.
Did y'all hear that? They want to offer this woman right here $39,000 for all of that rich, good land that the Most High has blessed her with. You understand? See, this is what I'm saying about these subhumans. You understand? They think that our people are stupid and we just can sell out for just a little, much or anything. You understand? Even though there are a lot of them among us that do that. I know for a fact, and everything. But, the Most High hated Esau for a certain reason. And that's because he sold his heritage, you understand, for a morsel of pottage meat or something like that. I don't know, but the thing is, he sold his heritage. The Most High does not like when you sell what he gives you. You understand? See? And like I say, man, of course this ain't cool, but this is the same old game that, the so-called powers that be has been playing on us for the longest now. So I don't blame this woman one bit for standing up and fighting to keep her land. What the Most High gave her and what he blessed her with, her and her children. Right now, on my mother's side, deep down in Alabama, we have land just like that and just sitting there. Nobody's doing anything with. But of course, let's say, for example, if myself and my wife were to go and go build on it, then that's when you'll start getting some other relatives start to run their mouths and stuff like that, and all that's gonna wind up happening, it'd be a big mess, and somebody gonna get cussed out, fussed out, and something else. It all depends on how bad it go, because relatives tend to do that. You understand? But the thing is I'm glad what I see in this particular situation right here. This family is actually sticking together. And that's what it takes to overcome the devil. First, put the Lord first. You understand? And to stick together against the devil. Because see, the devil want to take our heritage and what he has given us. But hey, this lady right here, hey, she's got a lot of muscle behind her. You know, shout out to those entertainers, you know, who stepped up as well. You know, and those cowards, you know, Bailey Point Investment Group, nothing but cowards, because see, when they got called out, you don't even hear nothing from them. Nobody, they laying low, they ain't saying nothing. So more than likely, this woman is going to win her lawsuit, you know, be able to obtain her land without, you know, any further, you know, problems. And I'm hoping everything goes well for her thereafter. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.